All right, hey VC, how you doing? My name is Jamie. Welcome back. This time in with a contest entry video for Blues Guy Vinyl for Chris's channel. And if you haven't checked it out, Chris in Calgary, Alberta, got a great channel. He knows the blues, loves the blues, very knowledgeable about blues artists. And if you love the blues, you got to check out his channel, plain and simple. And Chris, I'm glad you finally got the VCLT that I sent you. Sorry it took so long. Sorry for all the confusion, but I'm glad your brother's able to enjoy it. So there you go. Okay, let's get to the contest. Obviously, it's all about the blues, and I'm going to feature three blues artists, their albums, and talk about why I like the blues and come up with a blues nickname, that sort of thing. But before I get to that, I want to do a shout out for a couple of Canadians that may not get mentioned in terms of great blues artists, but deserve certainly some recognition. Downchild Blues Band featuring Don Walsh. This is the album Straight Up. This album alone was a huge influence on the Blues Brothers. Basically, Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, listening to this album that came out certainly in the 70s and enjoying the album. In fact, so much so, it was such an inspiration. They covered two of the songs from this album straight up. They covered Everything I Need Almost and Shotgun Blues, featuring Don Walsh, the Downchild Blues Band. Really kind of one of the hardest working Canadian blues bands. Been playing for years, sometimes with a big full horn section. They played just about every spot in Canada, still going at it. Downchild Blues Band, a great influence on Canadian blues, and not to be forgotten for sure. And certainly one of my absolute favorites, the late great Jeff Healey. Yes, more of a rock artist, but certainly with a firm foundation in the blues. Man, when I first heard this album, See the Light, his just incredible guitar technique. As you can see, of course, he played the guitar on his lap predominantly, and sadly no longer with us. But Jeff Healey always kind of went back to the blues, did rock, even did Dixieland jazz, but was always coming back to the blues. And certainly he is so missed. But yeah, Jeff Healey, shout out for a great blues artist. Okay, these three artists that I'm going to feature, I've just been listening to them a lot lately, and recently I picked up some of these albums, and they just have been spinning on my turntable quite a lot recently. Certainly, in terms of blues artists, I'm pretty much in the chess genre of electric blues. It's always Muddy Waters for me, and certainly this album alone, Muddy Waters, Hard Again, produced by Johnny Winter, also featuring James Cotton. What an amazing album. The first track, this rendition of Mannish Boy, just rocks so hard and sounds so great every single time you play it. I just absolutely love it. It's amazing that this album came out 1977, kind of trying to revive Muddy Waters' career, if you will. And did a few albums with Johnny Winter producing. And boy, what a fantastic album. And just, I don't know, he's not king of the blues, Muddy Waters, but the president of the blues, I don't know what to say, but to me it always gets back to Muddy Waters. Absolutely love him. Just his style, his class, that rich voice of his, always presenting himself in style and class, and just such an inspiration. Muddy Waters, absolutely love him. And keeping with the chess, I picked this up recently, and again, this is a best of, but I was absolutely thrilled to find this best of the Chester Burnett, aka Howlin Wolf. So this, I think I presented this one before. This gives you just about everything you need from Howlin Wolf. First time I heard Howlin Wolf, just couldn't believe the voice. Absolutely powerful, and just what a powerful performer Howlin Wolf is, and just his songs that just get right in there. They're just so wonderfully gritty. A voice, once you've heard it, you never forget it, and you know exactly who is singing every single time. He's never to be confused with anybody else. How many artists have tried to sound like him? That don't even come close. And when you got track after track like Smokestack Lightning, Spoonful, I mean, talk about the influence of this artist alone on so many of the rock bands and rock artists. But Spoonful, Red Rooster, Killing Floor, on and on. Absolutely love Howlin Wolf, and just have been spinning this like nonstop. I was really pleased to get this one. And still with chess, not necessarily considered a blues artist, but it's interesting how often the music will get back to this artist. And I was thrilled to find this. This is a Bo Diddley best of called Got My Own Bag of Tricks. I love Bo Diddley's humor, of course, his guitar styles, and, track after track. Of course, Bo Diddley, I'm a Man. Who Do You Love? That song, like how gritty and wonderful does that song get? I mean, it goes on and on. You can't judge a book by its cover. Before You Accuse Me. And I do love the humor, as I mentioned, of Bo Diddley. I just love how he injects that humor. So I picked this up just recently, was thrilled to find it. It's another kind of best of set, and was really happy to pick it up. Bo Diddley, maybe not the typical blues artist, but it's amazing how much his music is in the whole blues community without a doubt. Bo Diddley. I do find I'm mainly drawn to the chess artists, if you will. Muddy Waters, Howlin Wolf, Bo Diddley, that sort of thing. And I've shown one of my big chess box sets on one of my other videos, but yeah, so there you go, Bo Diddley. I was really, really pleased to find that in the wild. So yeah, since I am king of the box sets unofficially, or have been called that, I'll show you a few. I might have shown one or two of these. These are CD box sets in terms of how much I like the chess artists. You likely have seen these before. So this is the Howlin Wolf box set. These are all LP size, but they're all CDs. And actually, you think that, it's probably, how many, 10 CDs. Most of these were only like 2 or 3D sets, but they were very nicely packaged. And this one is a 3 CD box set featuring, obviously, the work of Howlin Wolf. And it was quite nice. They could have easily, at the time, situated these for LPs, but CDs, of course, were the thing. But they gave you a nice LP-sized booklets inside, which is very nice. So there's the Howlin Wolf one. Moving right along, we've got the Bo Diddley one. And this is a 2 CD set. So there's that. And then we got Muddy Waters. And then these are all like great introductions for me, great primers for me. These all came out in the late 80s, 90s. So this Muddy Waters one is the 3 CD set. And then another artist with, obviously rock and roll, but talk about, again, one foot in the blues, Chuck Berry. And then this is the 3 CD set. Chuck Berry, of course, in the chess family. And not to be forgotten in the world of blues, and especially in chess, the great Willie Dixon. And so this is a compilation of artists that have recorded Willie Dixon songs, such as Muddy Waters, Howlin Wolf, Little Walter, Bo Diddley, Coco Taylor, etc. And this is a meager 2 CD set. Probably could have filled this up with a lot more of it. There you go. Okay, so those are some of my box sets. And one of the reasons that I love the blues, unfortunately the blues is very underrepresented in my vinyl collection. That is slowly improving. I have lots and lots of blues on CD, a lot of, big rhino compilations on blues. But one of the reasons I love the blues, I've got to tip my hat really to Sam Phillips. I've always enjoyed the blues. I love the realness of the blues, but I think Sam Phillips, of course, the great producer of Sam Phillips, who discovered Howlin Wolf, got him on the Sun Records before he went to Chess Records, and of course with Elvis Presley. But when Sam Phillips quoted as saying when he first heard Howlin Wolf, and I think this is true for me for the blues, he says, and I quote, "This is for me. This is where the soul of man never dies." And to me, that sums up the blues right there. So there you go. That's one of the reasons I love the blues. Now, to come up with the blues nickname, I kind of fretted over this. I don't really, it was really hard to come up with something. I don't know. I'm just not creative that way, but I do have the glasses, so we'll put those on. And I do have the hat that barely fits my big noggin, so at least we got some of the look going on. Now, this is not as good as the Steve Carlson video, and if you haven't seen Steve Carlson's entry for this, please do so, because it's fantastic. But I'll go with, since my name is Jamie, I'll go with Juke Joint Jamie. I think, who is it? Red Sylvine has a song called Juke Joint Jim, I think. And so I'll go with Juke Joint Jamie. Why not? Keeping the blues alive. Again, good luck with your contest, Chris, at Blues Guy Vinyl. And if you haven't entered, get your entry in right now. All right, we'll chat again. Take care. Bye-bye.